Hi everyone! Today I am back and I am in my room. I'm starting like a easy baking like that you can do in like your room because I want to prove it to you or some people, maybe parents or maybe college kids themselves, that you can cook in a dorm, easy, healthy, sustainable. Just an idea that I've had recently, so I've been trying it out with Swerve specifically recipes, which has been really fun. The last one was a cookie. You do need an oven for that one. For this one, you just need a waffle maker. You can use a mini one, a bigger one, whatever works. I just have this one. Probably ordered this from Amazon or maybe my roommate did. Very simple. It's hot surface dash. But the main star of today's show is Swerve. Thank you for sponsoring this video. It is a sugar-free alternative, so it's pretty much just made with 3 ingredients, the main one being erythritol, which is just a sugar replacement. So really good if you have diabetes and you can't have a lot of sugar, good if you're doing keto or just want to reduce your sugar intake in general. So we are going to make waffles from scratch. You really only need a few ingredients. I have some flour that we're going to use, some vanilla extract, baking powder to help rise, as well as an egg, a little bit of olive oil or oil of choice, and then I just have some milk here. And you guys can always sub with, plant-based milk if you want, a different type of oil. There's coconut oil, there's avocado oil, whatever works for you. You can sub with gluten-free flour, anything goes. So let's just get started. We are going to start with our flour. We're gonna use a tablespoon, but if you have a 1/4 cup, you can go in with that. I'm gonna use 4 tablespoons for 1/4 cup. And I just have a little medium bowl over here and a spatula that we'll use to mix everything up. But this is super easy, super friendly, non-baker or non-cook friendly meal to make, whether it's breakfast or for a little snack in the day. I just love making waffles and pancakes and like prepping them, especially for the next day, because it's just an easy, quick thing you can microwave. So we have 1/4 cup of flour. We're gonna go in with a little bit of baking powder because we need this to rise. I would say about 1 teaspoon. Throw that in. And then we're going in with our Swerve. I'm gonna be using the granular sugar today because it mocks a white sugar. And the ratio is 1:1, which is why I like using this one, because it's like super easy, stress-free. You don't have to worry about like measuring out a different amount. I'm gonna go in with a little bit less than a tablespoon of this, and this is what it looks like. Throw it into the bowl as well. And then you just wanna mix those dry ingredients together, really simple. And this is how you're gonna make a sugar-free, low sugar little breakfast or whatever, dessert. I know some people like to make waffles for dessert. You can have pre-workout, post-workout. Mix that stuff up. Then we're gonna go in with a little bit of olive oil. Again, you can use whatever oil works for you. Oops, this nozzle is not open far enough. These squirt bottles are the best. All right, so now we're gonna go in with that. Vanilla extract, of course, but if you don't like vanilla extract, you can always omit this one, or if you don't have it. And then, let me get this olive oil out of the way. And then we're gonna go in with our egg. Don't worry, I'll clean up my desk later. All right, so now we have the wet ingredients in there, plus we're gonna throw in some milk. I've been using whole milk this week because I bought it for a different recipe, so I'm just gonna run with it. Usually I use water or plant-based milk, but today we'll use whole milk. All right, so I threw in about 2 tablespoons because that came flying out at me. Let's mix that up, and then you can see if you need a little bit more. Depending what flour you use, that will also change the consistency, so just be mindful of that. Spatula for this type of recipe is always helpful to stir with. But it's a really simple recipe, and I think it will come in handy for people who are in a pinch. Even if you have younger kids, you want to make a healthier option, quick, maybe are a little bit too tired to cook one day. I like making recipes and sharing recipes that are just like very easy, because we like to cook, we like to bake here on this channel, but sometimes life is busy and it adds up to you know, cook a whole meal for more than an hour. So I like quick and easy 15-minute meals that are still somewhat healthy, or a healthier alternative, I should say, compared to like the original thing. You can throw raisins in here, chocolate chips, walnuts if you're not allergic to nuts. What else could you throw in pancakes or waffles? Really anything your little heart desires. So just make sure you get all the clumps out, smooth, until a batter forms. If you have too much liquid, you can go ahead and add a little bit more flour. But you should be good with that recipe we just did. So now I am going to heat up our little mini waffle maker. Let's see if my outlet will reach. Yes, we just made the cut. Okay, so it just takes a little bit to heat up, and that's good anyways, because you need to let this batter sit for a little bit. The more you let batter sit, the thicker it gets, the more condensed and together it gets. So I always think that's a really helpful tip that people kind of skip out on. So always be sure to let your batter sit for a little bit when you're making pancakes or waffles. So for anyone new, we're making sugar-free waffles from scratch using Swerve granular sugar replacement. And we just did a simple recipe. It was 1/4 cup regular flour, which you can sub for gluten-free. We did about 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We did about 1 tablespoon or a little bit less of the Swerve granular sugar. We did 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which you could sub for a different type of cooking oil. Let's see if we're back up live. Are we back up live? I think so. Sorry about that interruption. Anyone who's on, the internet just cut out for some reason. That happens sometimes on live. Oop. Okay, I think now we're back up and running. So sorry about that, everyone. That was super weird. Something happened with the Amazon Live feature and being live streaming. But we are just making the actual waffle now. So I'm gonna use the tablespoon that I was using before, because you don't wanna overload the waffle maker is what I was trying to explain. I would do about like 2 tablespoons or a little bit less of batter, because you don't want it to overflow, like I said. And then just shut it. And it has a cute little feature on here where it will make like a little tick and it will glow up. I sometimes utilize that and other times I don't. I'll just like eyeball it myself and make sure that I think it's cooked and ready to go, but we'll see. I think this is so fun to make in a dorm, especially with the fall semester coming up. I used to do this when I was in college. Now if I ever have a recipe to make, filming to do for social media, and my roommates are home working, I find it really helpful to be doing the same thing at my desk. I sometimes feel like I'm in college again, but it really is so helpful to just have an area to like do all things. So I just thought, like, my sister's going to college, like I want to help create these little concepts that could be fun for people going away to school. So I'm just going to open my window to make sure that no steam affects anything. And we'll give this one more second to cook. There we go. She wasn't budging for a minute there. Okay. And this waffle maker cooks really, really fast, and that's why I love it. It's also non-stick. So we have our first waffle. Looks like a normal waffle, tastes like a normal waffle. Here she is. And just continue with the batter until you're all done. Super easy. The more time you have using this waffle maker, the hotter it gets, so you just need to be super cautious with that. But other than that, there's literally just super easy. This probably took a total of like 15 minutes by the time this is done cooking. I'll just tell you a little bit about what I like about Swerve. I already told you it's the 1-to-1 ratio with normal sugar, which is amazing. But some other great fun facts are that it tastes like sugar. It does. It actually smells differently. It smells more like sweet, because erythritol is definitely a sweet and almost like cold sugar, if that makes sense. But it does taste like sugar. It is gluten-free, it's diabetic friendly, it bakes like sugar. That's also true. That's why these waffles look completely normal and taste completely normal. and it's non-glycemic, which means it won't spike your blood sugar like a regular sugar will, which is amazing, especially if you're diabetic, but even for everyone, because spiking your insulin is a no-go. It's not good, but it happens all the time. It's kind of just our body's natural reaction when we have sugar, so super helpful. It's tummy friendly for all our tummy sensitive folks out there, and it's keto friendly, which I think I discussed earlier. So yeah, I just really I've been enjoying playing around with Swerve, making recipes. I've shared, I believe, two brownie recipes with Swerve on Instagram, which is the same name, Health with a Crunch. And I've shared a single serve cookie recipe on here and on Health with a Crunch as well. And now I'm making these waffles with Swerve. So there's definitely a lot of options. I wanted to do like a few different concepts using Swerve so that I could really show my audience that it works, it's feasible to actually replace. I like to play around with recipes before I like share them, so I've done all of these before, which is really nice too, because I don't like to just like eyeball things. But here are my two little waffles so far. I like waffles really light. I know some people like them dark. I'm a really light person when it comes to waffles. I just always have been. I think when I was young, my dad would like not cook them long enough because he didn't know what he was doing. And then I just got so used to it that I just like, it reminds me of childhood and like happiness and bliss. So now I can't undo it. But yeah, I think this will probably make around 4 to 5 mini waffles. If you had a bigger waffle maker, it would probably make one big waffle, which would be fun too. I love making big waffles. I wish I had a big waffle maker here. I used to have one. It was a Disney princess one. It was so cute. I haven't had it for so long. It just like wore out over time. Waffle number 3. But yeah, it's a really simple recipe. We'll go over the ingredients one more time for anyone who joins, and then we'll head out. Quick 15-minute recipe ideas. You can't beat them. You just can't. All right. And there's a little bit more that I can scrape with this bowl, probably to get 5 waffles altogether. This will be my 4th, and then I'll make a 5th when we hang up. But guys, for anyone who's new, thanks for joining in. We made sugar-free waffles today from scratch with 1/4 cup regular flour, 1 tablespoon of Swerve sugar replacement, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. This is the flour I use, by the way, gold medal. I used 1 tablespoon of olive oil today, a splash or teaspoon of vanilla extract, Trader Joe's, and 2 tablespoons of milk. And that's literally, and an egg, which is cracked, so I can't show you. But super easy, really no mess. It's gonna take me about 5 minutes to clean everything up. Just gonna make sure I spray everything so that nothing sticks or smells or attracts bugs, but definitely dorm friendly, definitely diabetic friendly, and keto friendly. And we have our 4th waffle, and you guys should be using a fork for this, but yes, I am using my fingers because they're for me, so I don't really mind. But here they are. So you get the full idea. You can cook them longer, you can cook them shorter. Also, I just got my nails done. So cute. But yeah, that's what we're working with, guys. I hope you try this recipe out. Super easy. If you want to order Swerve, you can order from Amazon. I have them linked below. I have just the Swerve granular sugar, or you can buy the pack, which includes a confectionery sugar and a brown sugar replacement as well. Both of which I have, and both of which I've tried and shared in the other videos I was talking about. So give them a look either on Instagram Reels or on Amazon Live, and hopefully you try this recipe out and let me know if you liked it. All right, bye everyone, and thank you to Swerve for partnering with me. Ciao.